Interfaith dialogue happens when people from different faiths or religious backgrounds come together to share their deepest held beliefs, values, and their vision for the whole of their lives, especially how they live their life on earth. So it's not really about Buddhism dialoguing with Islam, Christianity as systems of belief in dialogue with each other. But I remember learning from a great thinker like Kosuke Koyama, who said that we do not dialogue with Buddhism as a Christian, but we dialogue with Buddhists. And I think that's a very helpful insight, that the people-centered focus should be the main way that we think about inter-religious dialogue. And one of the main benefits of that really is when true friendship emerges out of this genuine encounter and conversation. And even when we disagree, we can respectfully engage in a dialogue and coexist with each other peacefully and still wrestle with our differences and even our disagreements. I mean, in our world, there's a lot of polarizing forces that are trying to divide us and pull us apart from one another. But when we truly engage in dialogue and even cooperating and working together for peace, we actually counter these forces to contribute to a better world. Now, one of the main challenges when it comes to interfaith dialogue is that for some people, they think if I'm engaged in a dialogue with someone who is of a different faith, maybe I might be compromising my faith, or I have to water down who I am. But that's not true. I mean, we don't have to be afraid of each other. In fact, I would say that interfaith dialogue is really not about us being the same, but rather celebrating our differences, affirming our uniqueness. And then at times we will agree, at other times we may disagree, and that is fine. But we can at least share what is our deepest concerns, and in the midst of sharing that, we find that we actually understand ourselves better and even understand our own faith better too. And I think even more, when I'm talking with someone who's very different from me, especially if they come from a different faith, I realize that my mind is opened to see things with new eyes from a different perspective. And then I can really appreciate my friends and family members and even my neighbors who are quite different from me. Now, as I mentioned before, there are many polarizing forces, often social, political, or different movements that try to pull us from each other. Now, I grew up in multi-religious Muslim majority Malaysia, and I recall during a time when we were faced with this problem, where there were different actors trying to stir up hatred or hostility of different religious communities against one another. But then a group of us came together, people from different faiths. There were Christians, Muslims, Buddhists, atheists, agnostics, Hindus, a wide range of people from all walks of life. We came together and we dedicated one day to fast for the nation and to promote peace for Malaysia. And we did it, so happened during a time when it was the season of Ramadan. So we followed the Muslim practice. We woke up early in the morning and we had breakfast together to start our day. And then we lived the whole day and worked on taking note of showing acts of kindness to people around us. And this was one way in which we had a shared practice together, something like a peace campaign that wanted to promote a different kind of society that we wanted to live in, a society that celebrates diversity and each other's cultures and religions. And we had a hope that we would have a better Malaysia where everyone from different backgrounds would be respected.